Hey guys, so this video, I haven't done a video in a really long time where I talk about like specifics with my kids and like yearly updates and things like that. But this is one that I actually wanted to talk about because it's something that's kind of funky with Drake. And about once a month, he goes about, I would say 5 days to a week where he just has like some gut issues basically. And it's nothing like abnormal. It's more of just like a 4-year-old phase, I guess. And I had talked to his doctor about it when we were in there, and he was like, yeah, they go through phases, if he's not eating, because, okay, let me preface this with the fact that my kids are tiny. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but they are itty bitty. Drake is in the 3rd percentile. Well, he's between the 3rd and the 5th across the board percentile. So while that's always been his curve, and that's a great place for him, it's very easy for him to just like plummet off of that. So when he has that, that 5 to 7 day period where he just doesn't want to eat because his like tummy's bothering him and he's super backed up, that type of thing. It's kind of a stubborn 4-year-old thing. Like he doesn't want to miss the action, so he doesn't want to use the bathroom. So things kind of just like, if you're a mom, And yeah, so his doctor had actually recommended that during that time, I really, really just like get him in with like super, high caloric things. PediaSure was one of the things that he recommended. And then other like ice cream. At one point he recommended butter, and I'm like, that sounds amazing. Like, sign me up for that diet where I have to eat ice cream and butter on everything. Things like that, just to kind of keep the meat on his bones because he doesn't slow down. He's incredibly active. Both of my kids are. So I wanted to share with you guys a few different recipes. I do have one with the PediaSure. This is actually one that one of my friends had made a while ago because of her daughter, and my kids had it and they liked it, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. But just a few other little things, 2 other little recipes that I like. Peanut butter. One includes peanut butter, which is really, really dense, like fat, calories. Peanut butter is super oily. And then avocado. We eat a lot of avocado. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. Well, I haven't been sharing very many meal videos, so you probably haven't. But we eat a lot of avocado, and we'll just eat it straight up just because it's, it's got full of healthy fats. And then also things like whole fat Greek yogurt and stuff like that. Just, you'll see. So here's a few recipes that I use. I would love to hear some of your guys' recipes. If you guys have anything that you try to do to kind of help keep some meat on your kids' bones or help them grow. It's kind of, I know it's a strange problem to have, but we have it, and I know that we're not alone. So please share your recipes. Also, there's some of these recipes, I actually took these recipes off of PediaSure's website because they do have a lot of actually really good information. When they're not eating and they're already like skin and bones, I mean, if you look at Drake, he's like, oh, it's like a board. Kid is micro size. He's just tiny yet fierce. So tiny. So yeah, anyways, please share them down below. I'll leave some links down below on other things, another reading and everything that I've done. But I want to share these recipes with you guys because they're like 3 of my kids' absolute favorites. When I say like favorites, I mean like end all be all. The first time they had the banana one, they were like, Mom, like this is the best thing ever. And it's, and they eat it because they think it's like dessert, and they eat that. So here is how I make those banana pops. You're gonna need a banana or as many bananas as you'd like. The nice thing about this recipe is nothing's precise. And peel the banana, cut it in half. I like to cut it in half because that's how much they can each eat without it becoming a complete mess everywhere. I like to use these, I'm gonna call them confection sticks just because they're what I have, and I have a lot of them. You could also use popsicle sticks. That may actually work better. And then you're gonna paint some Greek yogurt onto the banana. I like to use the whole fat Greek yogurt just because it's full of protein and it is really high in calories. And it kind of just like, I don't know, I like the way it firms up. And then I lay the banana onto wax paper over this cutting board. I like this cutting board because it just fits nicely into my freezer. It doesn't really matter what you use. This is also a really good activity to do with your kids. My kids love doing this because it's like painting a banana, and it's kind of almost like frosting a cookie in a way. It's a lot of fun. The best part is when you add the sprinkles. Now this is completely optional. It's just fun. It makes them look really cool. So I put some sprinkles on top while they're still wet. And then that way, when I stick them in the freezer, they stay on. And when you take them out, I mean, they look like this. They're just amazing. They're really, really fun, and the kids just gobble them up. So stick them in the freezer for a few hours, usually about 2 when they're completely done, and then enjoy. The next recipe, this is actually the one that I was telling you my friend had tried before, is she uses PediaSure in place of milk. This is another one of the recipes that is on their website. And yeah, I like to use a chocolate syrup. You could also use I believe PediaSure makes the chocolate flavor, but I like to use a chocolate syrup that isn't full of high fructose corn syrup. And put some into the pan, and then pour the PediaSure into the pan, mix it up, warm it up just like you would regular everyday chocolate milk, and then you are good to go. So mix it all together and make it warm to their taste. My kids think everything is scalding hot, even if it's just a little bit warm. And then fill it into your mug. My kids do like to use my like coffee cups. They think they're like super big kids whenever they use them. So I do let them use these cups. And you know, they're fun. They're a lot of fun. And if you are like me, you like the little itty bitty teeny tiny marshmallows that go in hot chocolate, something kind of from my childhood that I really enjoy, so it's something that I do let my kids have. It definitely like spruces things up just a little bit. Now, another one that we actually really, really enjoy are peanut butter balls, and my kids call these peanut butter cookie balls. I mean, they kind of do taste like peanut butter cookies. They're pretty fun. So what I do is I add peanut butter. Now, there is an actual recipe for it, and I will link it down below with specific proportions to everything. Now, I just kind of throw everything in a bowl and mix it together until I get the right consistency. It's one of those things that is kind of just like, you know, whatever works for you. So here I added roughly, I would say about 1/3 of a cup of peanut butter. Now, when I made this recipe, I only had my kids for, I think, like 2 more days before they went to their dad's house. And if I leave these things in the fridge, I will eat them all. So I did a little bit of a smaller recipe. It's, you know, it's kind of up to you. So I have about 1/3 of a cup of peanut butter, and I matched that with the oats, so about 1/3 of a cup of oats. And then I throw in some honey. Now, I have an unfiltered honey here, so if it looks a little funny to you, that is why. It's just a little bit different than what you normally see. And then I like to add in some shredded coconut. I think this just gives it a little bit more texture, and we liked the taste of coconut. This is completely optional, and this was not included in the original recipe. In fact, in lieu of coconut, there was powdered milk. But yeah, I like to use coconut, and the kids really enjoy it, so I do that. And as you'll see here later, I like to add one other little special treat occasionally, just because when I eat them, I like it. So you mix it all together. It is a little difficult to mix. Sometimes it works better to just get your hands in there and really just kind of go at it and knead it all together, but it's incredibly sticky at this point, so I don't like to do that all of the time. I find that if I kind of just mash it, once you get most of it mixed together and you mash it up against the wall of your bowl, kind of like as you see here, then that way you're able to kind of blend it all together and get it really mixed well without having to get your hands super duper messy, because when it's really, really sticky, it's kind of sort of unbearable. And, you know, it just takes forever to get all the oil off your hands from the peanut butter. And then once you get that done, you kind of get a consistency that looks like this, something that you can mold into a ball shape. Again, this is a great, great activity to do with your kids. This is my own little special treat that I like to add in there. It's kind of a bonus for the kids. They enjoy it too. And if you're really looking to pack in the calories, unfortunately, you know, chocolate chips do have more than I would like, if we're being honest here. So once you get the consistency the way that you want it, and you can get a nice ball shape out of it, you are just going to roll these together in your hands. Yes, I totally stole a taste of it, but you're going to roll them together in your hands and get little tiny balls. However, whatever size you like. It's kind of up to what your kids can eat and handle, again, without it becoming a super big mess everywhere. I know that if I make them too big, then the kids eat like, you know, they'll eat like 3 or 4 bites, and then they'll set it down, and then they'll lose it, and then they'll go back to get more later, and then they've lost, you know, the first one, now the second one's missing half of itself. Yeah, if you can make it like a 2-bite, this is a 2-biter for the kids, then that way it's, you know, it's mess free. So finish rolling them all up into the little tiny balls, and then you're going to pop this into your fridge, and you can keep it in the fridge. This is also shelf stable, so you can leave it out on the counter for a few days if you'd like as well. Completely up to you. I hope you guys enjoyed these recipes. I hope they help you in one way or another. Let me know if you have any. Leave them down below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.